There's a phrase that I don't know if it's used much anymore, but I remember hearing it and I remember using it as well. The phrase is smooth as a baby's bottom. Yeah, I looked it up a little bit, and yeah, there's some physiological stuff that makes a baby's bottom smooth, but isn't that sometimes what we want in life? We want things to be smooth. Smooth complexion, smooth going through life, for everything not to have any bumps or curves or anything else, but just to be smooth. What a great experience. If you're a bicyclist, you'll know, man, this is a smooth stretch recently redone piece of highway. Yeah, no bumps, no kapunks. Ah, it's smooth. We have plenty of advice, whether we get it online, whether we get it from other people, uh, how to make life smooth, how to make our days as easy as possible. And we even get that information in our spiritual development that somehow, if we have enough faith, if we do the right things, if we have the right morality, uh, everything will go smooth because, that's the purpose in life, right? To have smooth sailing, no bumps, no bruises, no experiences, just coast along nicely. A question for you to think about. We're talking about a baby's bottom being smooth. How long does it remain smooth? It's been decades ago, but uh, maybe the bottom remained smooth, but there was a lot of other things that got in the way in changing diapers that didn't make me think about the smooth bottom. However, in raising those children, it wasn't about the smoothness. It was about the interaction. It was about the connection. It was about being there in wet and dry and dirty and clean, in smelly and fragrant. It was in the experience of life. If you think about smoothness some more, how easy is it to hang on to something that's smooth? This may be the opposite of that nice smooth road that I was showing you earlier. You got to be a little cautious here, but it's been used, it's been lived on, and it serves its purpose. It's much easier, I think, to hang on to something that has some form, something that has, if you want to say, some cracks or some uh, warts or divots, something maybe that even has a few jagged edges because you can hang on to it. The other thing about smoothness is it doesn't last. We kind of give it this grandiose idea of perfection. But if you hang around people or if you are around those who are perfectly smooth, you kind of wonder if they haven't been photoshopped, if they haven't been somehow changed, because my reality, at least, is everybody's flawed, everybody's imperfect, and yet we try and try and try to gain some sense of smoothness, of perfection. I think it's important to grab onto the realities of life and not just the realities of life or things that happen to us, but to grab onto the reality of relationships. That doesn't mean standing out there and getting beat up for some reason. But if we're looking for perfect relationships, if we're looking for uh, perfection, if we're looking for always getting apologies and always thinking that somebody's going to understand us, we're going to be sorely disappointed and probably live a pretty lonely life. We grab onto one another. And yes, sometimes we may get poked and prodded, but yet that's part of the reality of relationships. That's community. That's grabbing onto what is here. Because if you don't grab onto it, sooner or later, everything's going to be gone. And you look back and you may say, oh, I wish it was smooth as a baby's bottom. But babies only have smoothness a short time. And if you want to live in, or if I want to live in kind of a dream world, I'm going to miss the interactions, the joys, the frustrations, the vitality of living in today's world with today's people. As always, thank you for giving of your time to watch.